because, and by the way, I'm shouting this out to, I believe it was Mikey J. I could be wrong. Who recommended this one to me? Troy McClure. Troy, homie, does this look familiar to you? Does that look familiar to you? I am talking about 1976's Sidney Lumet's fucking masterpiece, Network. This is an incredibly cynical movie. This is an absolutely cynical, hateful, spiteful movie, but it's like a righteous hatred. It's a righteous anger, and it's a movie that is about, you know, the sort of the Ouroboros snake of society and media, and how both things feed each other into an increasingly worse and worse fucking place. This movie, what I love about it, this is gonna sound funny coming from like a super progressive leftist for me, but I really love how this movie is so fucking cynical, that it even like manages to take feminism and like really view it in the most cynical way without like shitting on feminism. That's the best thing about it. It's not shitting on feminism as a concept, but like in the 70s, the big issue for feminism was women in the workplace, right? And Faye Dunaway's character in this movie as a female executive, a woman in the workplace who was on her way to the top and all that. She's one of my favorite characters. She's just watching her like doing what she has to do to succeed in this arena, right? Which is an arena that is ruled by shitty men. And she has to be so much. It's like like that saying that a lot of women, a lot of people of color say is that you have to work twice as hard to get half as much, and she does that, and she's two times worse of a capitalist, two times worse of just like a cynic and all that shit. And the worst part is that she's absolutely right about everything. That's the craziest part. It's such a cynical movie, not in that sort of bullshit like Holden Caulfield sort of way. No, this is like dissecting the human condition and how, as human beings, we are not designed for the television. We're not designed for the fucking television, let alone the internet. We got monkey brains, like we're pretty advanced, but fundamentally our brain is like very much still animalistic, and we are nothing to we that is just like we cannot compete. We cannot compete with the powers of capitalism and all that shit, and especially with how the media works. This is a movie that is so far ahead of its time because one of the big subplots here is that the news division gets bought up, but again, the news division becomes privatized, becomes part of the entertainment division, and we see, this movie was before the 24-hour news cycle and stuff like that, and this movie just really predicted more so that, more so the effects of what happens when you just bombard people with all this shit, and when you have to make entertainment out of news, and sort of the ethical and moral boundaries and the lines that crosses and stuff like that. Like, this movie really does a great job of really exploring that, and the best touch is that like the main character is Faye Dunaway, right? But God, I can't believe the Howard Beale, his character, like he's so electrifying. He's so fucking electrifying, but he's fucking unwell. He's dying, like he's sick mentally, physically, and all that. He's literally a dying madman. And he becomes this voice of reason, right? Becomes this to say I have, oh dude, oh my god. You see, Network is just like, god damn, dude, just a monument of cinema, right? And God, where was I going with that? Yeah, Howard Beale, like that character, the fact that he is just depressed and suicidal and all that, and then he becomes like the center of like a revolutionary movement within the United States that spawns this hideous amalgamation of activism and capitalism and entertainment. Like it's just such a dark, like hateful fucking movie, and it just earns it. And it's you don't feel bad watching it because you can't deny the truth. You can't deny what this movie is telling you, and the worst part about it is that it lets nobody off the fucking hook, including you, the audience. you know, could have never imagined how dire the news media has become today. If Beale thought he couldn't take it, just yeah, no, exactly, 100%. You know, yeah, Howard Beale is just a harbinger. He's a harbinger for the downfall of civilization. And it all it and we in the 70s it was always there. You know, time is a flat circle. It's just like a cycle, you know. So it's unfortunate that a movie like this is still so fucking relevant, you know. But ultimately, like, humanity fucked up when we created capitalism, because the human condition, the human mind, the human heart, families, friendships, none of that is meant to work within a capitalistic system. And all of it's going to become bastardized the longer it goes on. And that's why I love this movie. It is just a brutal takedown of not just capitalism and capitalists, but us, the motherfuckers who enable it and make it fucking happen, and who just suck that shit up because we fucking love it. You know, and it's god damn. I watched it this weekend, and it was just one of the most like I forgot how electrifying this movie is. And especially for someone like me who is is very very cynical and critical about so many things. It's just like a little bit like life affirming. Like, you get me, Sidney Lumet, you really do. Ironic place for it, but amazing storyline. But two homicide detectives trying to hunt a serial killer that has a team of seven deadly sins plus. Oh yeah, Seven is a classic, man. Seven is an absolute fucking classic. I mean, that is a movie that just has a very clever conceit and all that. And just another movie again that sort of, well, maybe not so much like in the same key of, not in the same fucking ballpark of, Network. But I really do love that this movie is kind of showing the shallowness of the human condition as well. Seven specifically is what I'm talking about. And how easy it is to abandon. The another movie where like the bad guy is kind of right, unfortunately, in the end. And yeah, that's it for my number 7 movie, Network. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Network, definitely check it out. And again, shout out to Troy McClure. Like, I hope I did you proud, man. Okay. Love the Beast by Bono. He drives a Ford Falcon, like the Mad Max car. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Again, yeah, yeah, that's cool. So let's go ahead and move on to my number 6 movie. And for this one, we're gonna go ahead and zoom kind of back in a little bit to a sort of younger time for me, and that is